Good morning, children. Hope you all are doing good. So, children, today I am going to explain you experiments that is performed by J.J. Thomson. So, we know, children, that electron is discovered by J.J. Thomson in the year 19th century, you can say, or in the year 1897. So, he has performed this experiment. So, what he discovered after the John Dalton, he has conducted this experiment on the gases, and as you know that gases are poor conductor of electricity. So he want to check this concept. Now what he did in his experiment, he you can see this figure 4.1 here. So he connected a high voltage battery. You can see the charge plus minus here, electrodes are here. So he just in this discharge tube, this is the glass discharge tube, it is made up of hard glass. So he connected a high voltage battery to this glass discharge tube, and he completely sealed both the ends by placing or fitting two metal plates. You can see here, one plate is here, another plate is here, which is connected with a different electrodes, cathode electrode and anode electrode. So we know that cathode is the negative electrode and anode is the positive electrode. So both the plates are called, these two metal plates which is sealed are called electrodes, act as an electrode. The metal plate connected to the, as I said, one is connected to the anode electrode, and the another one with the cathode electrode. And this discharge tube consists of a side tube. You can see here vacuum part is there, vacuum is written, this part. This tube is connected with a vacuum pump so that it can remove the gases. So what he observed, that when he just set up this experiment, this diagram, this apparatus, he saw that at very low temperature, very low pressure and very high temperature. So remember these two conditions, very low temperature and very high temperature. What he found gases can pass electricity, and he observed the deflections also. As you can see here, all the rays deflected towards the positive side. So he observed this. Okay, how he has done that I will show you, I will explain you. So remember the two condition, very low pressure and very high temperature only air or gases can pass electricity, even though they are these gases are poor conductor. So the tube was filled with air. So when he passed the high voltage at normal pressure, or at the normal pressure, he found that there is no electricity. So he has just selected, he has done performed this experiment by using different temperature, by selecting different temperature and different pressure, so that he can see the changes that is occurring inside the discharge tube. So first what he did, at high pressure, at normal pressure and high voltage, high temperature, he just observed there is no passing of electricity, no electricity passed through the air, as it is written, air is the poor conductor of electricity. But further what he did, then he reduced the pressure up to the 0.01 mm of mercury. He reduced the pressure, and at high voltage when he applied, he observed that the glass walls glow a bright green color light. So here in this experiment, in your book it is not showing, so here I am showing you in this diagram. You can see the green glow light. So he did the same thing at very low pressure and high voltage generator. You can see it is fitted. So this picture is nice, it will clear. So when he observed, so this cathode electrode, he found that from the cathode electrode cathode rays is moving towards the anode and it is glowing the green light. He observed this. Okay. So remember this diagram. So he found that the greenish glow on the glass wall is due to the hitting of the some invisible rays. So you can say these cathode rays are invisible rays emitted from the cathode electrode. So you can say cathode electrode, invisible rays is coming, and when it is strike to the glass surface here, it will glow green light. So he named these green light, as it is coming from the cathode electrode, he named it cathode rays. Okay. Now J.J. Thomson also conducted the nature. What is the nature? What is the charge of this? So he conducted so many times this experiment, and he found the same thing, that from the cathode rays these invisible rays are coming, and it is glowing the green light, green glow. So he, after conducting, he observed, he placed different electric field, like you can see he placed the electric current into it. So when he provides the electric current, what he observed that these rays bending towards the or deflected towards the positive side when he applied the electric current to it, electric field. So physics, you know that what is electric field, how people are doing this electric field experiments. So this cathode rays deflected towards or striking towards the positive only, negative it is not going. So from this experiment he concluded that these rays are negatively charged, because you know children that opposite charge only attract to each other, and like charges, same charges, they repel each other. So the negative rays are moving towards the positive only. So we can say, or he concluded that the charge, these rays are negatively charged because they are moving towards the positively electric field. Now the same thing he has placed in another experiment. He has placed one paddle like structure here in between the path of the cathode rays, and he observed that these rays are also able to rotate the paddle wheel. So that diagram is also not given, and this explanation is also not given. So by moving of this paddle wheel, or cathode rays are able to move the paddle wheel. So he can say that they has the kinetic energy, it can generate the kinetic energy, by it has tendency to move the paddle wheel also. And the same thing, when we will apply the magnetic field, it will deflect towards it. So all these are the properties, and they always travel in the straight line. Okay, even though we will provide the electric field or magnetic field or any obstacle, if we will place in the path, then only it will show the effect. Otherwise it will or it will bend or it will deflect, otherwise it will travel on a straight path. So remember this thing, that cathode rays emit the cathode electrode emit the cathode rays, and when it is strike into the glass rod, it will glow green. What are the conditions? I told you, very high voltage, very high temperature, and very low pressure. So remember, these two conditions are important to know. Now, so based on that experiment, deflection experiment, he found that these rays, cathode rays, they are negatively charged particles, we all know. So and he observed the mass of the, so he found that these rays also have the mass of the hydrogen atom, which is actually 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. And what is the charge? This charge of the electron he also calculated by his calculations, 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. And electron we always represented by small e. Sometimes we write E negative also. So you should remember In this yellow box also they are saying that cathode rays are a stream of negatively charged particles which are known as electrons, which are emitted from cathode of a discharge tube when we pass electric current through a gas at very low pressure. So remember the condition: very low pressure and high current, high temperature. Cathode electrode discharge the cathode rays, all right, which is negatively charged particle. And children, same experiment is done by Eugen Goldstein, E. Goldstein. He discovered the protons. All right. So in the year 1886, right? So he also used this discharge tube method. So what he did, like J.J. Thomson do not use any, he used only cathode rays, okay, but he made cathode perforated, you can see here perforated plate. So he placed here cathode perforated plate in between the cathode and anode, and what he observed, he filled the glass tube with air at very high voltage and low pressure, and he observed a faint red glow behind the cathode. So that red glow shows that these are the anode rays. So he further found that the reddish glow which is hitting some rays travel in a straight line, and from these perforated means they have the holes, they have the gaps, okay, hole like spit like structures. So these perforated cathode rays, these rays were emitted from the anode. From the anode these rays is emitting and they are glowing red. So he also did the experiment which is done by J.J. Thomson, but with the perforated cathode plate, and he named these anode rays. And when he studied done all the measurement and calculated the mass and the charge, he found that these are deflected toward the negative electrode or negative charge. So these electrodes are, these anode rays are positively charged, given proton's name, and the mass of the proton is 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg, which we take as a 1 AMU, and the charge is also given here 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So these values you should remember. So this discharge tube experiment shows that electrons are negatively charged here, which is done by the which is showing the greenish glow, and which experiment is done by the J.J. Thomson, and E. Goldstein also found the faint red blue behind the cathode ray. And in the Zoom class I will show you in detail, I will explain you in the detail. There is no picture is given here. So protons are positively charged. So this electron rays name is cathode, and here cathode rays, and positive protons rays name is anode rays, which is discovered by E. Goldstein. So remember these two. So read these two experiments, children, okay. So thank you, children. Next rest of the experiment I will explain you in the next class. Thank you and have a nice day, children. Thank you.